Okay, welcome back for round number 2. We are on the play, and we have a great hand. Double DRC, Bauble, Preordain. I mean, we're going to bring the heat fast at our opponent this round. Really take... Oh, they have Gemstone Caverns. That is going to change things. Exiling Shifting Woodlands. So I'm not sure exactly what deck they're going to be on quite yet, but I do expect that their deck is going to be trying to do something and doing it fast. So no longer does it really feel like we have a ton of time to dilly-dally. We got to get going. I might even just use this bubble now for a chance at finding a fawn. I'm not sure what deck they're playing, but ooh, Pierce is a pretty nice one, I think. We can play DRC and then hold up Pierce. Rumble. Maybe this will cue us in on what they're... Oh, so it is just Nadu with Gemstone Caverns here, and they find the Nadu. Alright, well, in that case, I'm not even sure playing Pierce makes sense anymore, or holding up Pierce, because it feels like we're just going to get Nadu'd. Which means I probably just want to Preordain looking for an Unholy Heat. Snare to the bin. Frog to the bin. I guess I could consider this counter spell. If they don't have the Shuko already, we could be okay. No, we gotta bottom this too. We really need the heat. Because DRCs are going to have to attack into Nadu, so very costly to not find the heat as soon as we can. We'll be losing the cost of a DRC. And we could also find the Fatal Push in this spot, so some flexibility there. I guess the punish is if they don't play Nadu for some reason this turn. I mean, I can't imagine why they wouldn't. It seems to me to be the best play, but maybe they don't play it, then we wish we had the counter spell. Yeah, I'm expecting the play here is Nadu, though. And I guess we're just hoping they don't have the Shuko as well. They do, we're in trouble. Yeah, they have a halfling, okay. Bolts. Bolt could work. I think we'd still prefer to keep our DRCs around. So I'm gonna iteration, looking for that heat or push. Push found. And then I think let's just exile the push. We might not need to play the Bauble this turn. So I'm assuming they probably don't have Shuko at this point. Or I think they would have probably played it instead of the halfling and just taken their 2 guaranteed triggers. So with counterspell here, yeah, I guess. I guess we can bubble them and get some info. So they draw a land. Right now they have Chord for 2. Ooh, they have the Nantuko. Okay. So they can Chord for Nadu here already. Gross. Or, no, I miscounted. No, I counted correctly. They can court for Nadu if they shock this breeding pool. But then if they don't block with the Nadu, they're dying to the Bolt. So that's good. They can also court for Endurance here if they wanted to take that line. We're actually pretty solid against that line with the iteration in hand. Okay, so they're setting up according for 2 here. I don't follow. Did they mess up, or I'm not sure exactly what happened there. I think it was good for us though. All right, now I think we're supposed to bolt Halfling, so they can't force through a Nadu. Then we should be in good shape versus a potential Endurance. All right. We should have fetched, I guess. If they do. Should we have? Maybe not, actually. Alright, so they untap. Even their gemstone draw, no match for our Dragon's Rage channelers. Haywire Mites of Bouquet. I think we can go grab a Surveil land. They're gonna court here for the Endurance, but we have Pierce. I guess they could have actual. Okay, they just. Yeah, maybe we weren't supposed to fetch. We knew that we had it locked up, I think, with Counterspell Pierce. That was bad to fetch there. It just opened us up to like unnecessary risk, even if it was pretty unlikely to actually happen. So I like to cut these iterations and then the Pierce. Bring in the push, the dispute, and the 2 dress downs. I actually wonder if iteration is better than Frog on the draw, just because Frog, like, you need to wait a whole turn to get the value from it, which can be pretty costly when you're on the draw. You don't always have the ability to afford that, so I think that I'll try that. So this hand is one of those hands, it's the old-fashioned good unless they play Delighted Halfling turn 1. Alright, so it's gonna be good. The turn 1, the second Murktide Regent's not a great draw. If we can snare them and then slam a Frog, I would absolutely do that. Saga. We have the dress down. Shuko. That's probably one spot where it's awkward now. Oh, we have to hold a counter spell. I assume they'll be making constructs, just kind of trying to grind us down, but we do have the dress down here, so that's gonna be nice. Alright, well, we're fine discarding a Murktide, honestly. Obviously, I'd prefer not to do that, but we do get the benefit of so afraid of Pierce here. I think I just want to go for dress down now. It gives them a little bit more info before they fetch, but I assume they're just like fetching Shuko anyways. They might have Haywire Might in their deck still, but I'd probably be cutting that card if I were them. Plays Dryad Arbor, you say? Alright, got some uncastables. Let's kill this Dryad Arbor and Shock to hold up Counterspell. Notably, like, I would like to convert the Counterspell ideally so that I can play Murktide with a Snare Dispute up, is my thought. Soul Guide, Lantern. Okay. Let's get to slow down our Murktide a little bit. But I'm not going to worry too much about it. Sylvan Safekeeper. I think I'm going to ignore that and just plan on countering their payoff. We'll see how that works for me. Alright, don't need another frog. We already have one. Thank you. It's not even clear they have more lands, actually, either. So, to that extent, I mean, we might just end up pushing the Safekeeper and there's nothing they'll do about it. Does get to attack for 3. It's like a little bit of a Delver True Name Nemesis going on here. Outrider and back. The next 1 damage will be dealt to Outrider. Is dealt to target creature you control instead. I think that's okay. I could hardcast Dispute on that. But I think I'm just gonna like play Frog and then ignore these guys. Yeah, it's actually a really nice draw to draw the lands that we can have like Counterspell plus Dispute up. I think I would block the Safekeeper, but not the Outrider. Like, I'll discard Push plus Snare here, I think, pretty willingly. If that's what they want to do. It's not what they want to do. Maybe getting the duel is better there. Or the black. No, the Surveil is better than the black duel. Alright, let's play this Murktide before they change their mind. And then, do we want to attack? So the next 1 damage to be dealt to is dealt to the Outsider creature you control instead. If I attack and they double block, they can just put it all on the Safekeeper. Yeah, let's just pass here. Next turn we can probably use our removal spells to make things a little awkward for them. But for now I think just passing and that's the best way to play it, I think. It's a fairy. So we got a dispute here. If they have Veil, we get to counterspell the Veil. Alright. So that gets through. We could grow our Murktide to be pretty big. Potentially even going for lethal. 6. So 6 counters on Murktide. And then 4 counters on Frog plus 2. We're just short of lethal here, right? If I count that. I count 6 more counters on Murktide to make it 10. And then 4. And then... Alright, let's just start, in that case, let's just start with Fatal Push on the Safekeeper. Alright, they save it. Is it better to kill the Outrider or the Safekeeper? Maybe the Safekeeper. Next damage we dealt. Because they could just redirect to the Safekeeper if they wanted to. So we should just kill the Safekeeper. Or make them sack another land. They do sack another land. Wow. Okay. They really want the Safekeeper around. That makes me a little scared for what they might have, to be honest. Alright, we'll send our Frog to the skies. They have already used the Dryad Arbor, which sounds pretty relevant. Oh wow, the bolt would have actually just been lethal if we had gone for that. But I mean, we have one more bolt in the deck, so hard to know that that would be the case there. Alright, well, instead, let's kill this Outrider. Just give them minimal looks if they do find the Nadu. They have the Nadu, yeah. We can go for lethal here, just by discarding Snare and then jumping. They could have Endurance as their out. Alright, we pick up the match. See you guys for our number 3.